Morning, this is take two because I had an important phone call that interrupted the last one. Right. And now a lack of Rizzler is interrupting this one. One of these days I'll get organised, but today is not that day. Right, I haven't done a video in a while, have I, people? Let's just adjust that. So here I am on a rainy late September morning in the UK. Finally doing a video. Hopefully I'll get no more interruptions. What I wanted to talk about is perhaps one of the fundamental reasons I haven't done a video lately. And that is self-confidence. Major issue for some people, I do realise. And many people might think, oh, well, look, he's got his own YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. He talks candidly and openly and frankly about things. He must be a really confident person. Newsflash, I'm actually not that confident. I've been going through a period of feeling very unconfident about a lot of things in my life. Various knockbacks, lack of finance, overconsumption of alcohol, and just the feeling that everything I try just never works. These have all been things that have knocked my self-confidence massively in the last couple of months. I mean, so the important thing is, where does my apparent self-confidence come from? What helps boost it? Well, I would say, number one, the most confident and sense of belonging I've ever had in my life is with reenactment groups. Especially if I'm not just a newbie, but I'm respected and given a role of relative importance. Coffee. Oh. This helps boost my self-confidence. To me, having been for a period of time basically head trainer at a group, being told by various newcomers how good I was being, with the training, and how I helped them gain some confidence in themselves. Well, this was good for my self-esteem and self-confidence. And being given free rein by the group's leader, in other words, trust, that I knew what I was doing, this also gave me self-confidence. And I've often found this in professional and social life. If I'm doing a job, be it gardening, be it working in a factory, painting, decorating, these are a lot of the things I've done in my life, and I have someone who is superior hanging around my arse, watching my every move, it damages my confidence in my ability to do the job. And also damages my relationship with that person as well, because I feel like they don't trust me. These things are bad for self-esteem and self-confidence. I mean, sure, if I prove myself untrustworthy, but I still have this thing where I take a certain amount of pride in a job and want to prove that I'm trustworthy. My eyebrows look weird. I don't know. You know, a nice chat with a stranger in a pub of an afternoon will help boost my self-confidence because it reminds me that I'm good with people. You know, I can sit there and chat with people from all walks of life, be they yacht owners down at Ipswich waterfront, painters and decorators, you know, people of totally disparaging races and classes. And I get on with them. And I like doing that. I like sharing education, witticisms, events in my life that can be construed as amusing. That could be relatable. These help. Because of my serious lack of finances, I've been unable to do this for nearly a month now. Open mic nights help build my self-confidence because making people laugh makes me feel happy. And when you're happy, you're more self-confident. Karaoke. Even in the few times I've been in, being in a band and performing live. Even just at a jam night, these help build my self-confidence. Doing any event with the general public helps build my self-confidence, but because of my lack of finances, I've been able to get to various Synergy cosplay events. My lack of confidence and lack of finances meant I couldn't even go to Stonham Barnes History Alive on my own and maybe meet up with a reenactment group there. Couldn't get all my gear across, I've got no transport because it's the middle of nowhere. It's not actually, by car from Ipswich, it would probably be about 20 minutes max, but I don't have a car. And just being out and about helps build my self-confidence because I'll get some people go, look at me like, ooh, weirdo. But others will be like, love your look, pal. You know. And that helps. And I equally try and do that with people. If I see someone looking good style, I'll comment on it. You know, you get some people who are just like, to which I go, rude. But, you know, these are the things I do to keep my confidence at a level where I can get shit done. And at the moment, I'm basically denied access to almost all of these things because of financial circumstances, personal and political circumstances when it comes to reenactment. And certainly my troubles with a couple of local establishments who I viewed as a home from home, let alone the financial side of things, I don't feel good about myself. And most things that I have always viewed as an avenue to feeling good about myself are either totally off the table, unattainable, or difficult at best. I mean, I can't even go out and do solitary training in this weather because all I've got is a little space of concrete out back with no shelter. Training in the house is ill-advised because there are too many things for me to knock. And part of me feels with solitary training, what's the point? You're not in a group. Why bother? if my confidence was reasonable, I'd be like, you've got to get in training and conditioning, because at some point there will be another group. But at the moment, I'm just not feeling that. Driving used to be a major part of my self-confidence. What the hell was that? Oh, that'd be an idiot. Don't know if you heard that, but someone just screeched around the corner in the wet. People. Where was I? Yeah. It's a circle of downward spiral. It's quite a phrase from a Nine Inch Nails song. Yeah, that's where my taste lays, in the 90s. Tangent. I mean, before I settled down, in as far as I'm capable of doing that, I would often go about gaining self-confidence the wrong way, by the vernacular we used to use is incredibly offensive. What, pulling a bird? You know, meeting someone in a pub or bar or club and either just, you know, seducing them and kissing them, or taking them home. This, especially when I was in my 20s, was a major way of boosting my self-confidence, because at the beginning of my, should we call it a relationship career? I didn't have a girlfriend till I was 16, 17. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 17. You know, I was a geek. I was bullied at school. I played Dungeons and Dragons, and Marilyn Manson is wrong. 1 year of playing Dungeons and Dragons does not equal another year before you lose your virginity, because I was still playing Dungeons and Dragons when I lost my virginity, so you're wrong. Well, he is never wrong, really, isn't he? Used to like him, but then he started getting very wrong and things were said, and I'm like, I mean, that is the thing. Here's a tangent. I do have a thing, whereas if someone proves to be an arsehole in real life, if they're in a band or they're an actor, I feel uncomfortable about liking their work. Now, there are extreme examples, the Lost Prophets. No one feels comfortable about liking their work, which I feel is a shame for the rest of the band. They can never revive that name because of the actions of that absolute evil bugger. And that's putting it mildly. You know, W. Axl Rose. I used to like Guns N' Roses. I still like their early stuff. You know. What other examples can we have? I've never liked Bring Me the Horizon because I saw them live at Download, and the lead singer, to my mind, was an utter penis. And yeah, I have young friends, hi Floyd, who like them, and I've said, well, I've never been able to like them because they're right on the edge of my music taste, and I think the lead singer's an arsehole. And Floyd was like, yep, he is. There you go. You know, yeah, I grew up with, say, Bon Jovi, that kind of stuff. So the fact that John Bon Jovi now runs this restaurant and does all these good things, yeah, I'm cool with that. I like to hope that if I had become rich and famous, I would be doing things like that. Talking of which, I still urge you to, if you have spare cash and want to support the Ukraine, either in a humanitarian way or support their military, then do so. There are plenty of websites, plenty of other YouTubers, Hi Laser Pig, Hi Animarchy History. There are plenty of more organised YouTubers who have links to charities where you can help. I must admit, to me, that particular meat grinder of an ongoing war is more important than a lot of other horrible shit is going on. This is Europe. That should be, as Europeans, people from other parts of the world may feel differently. As Europeans, that war should be our priority. Helping people who have been orphaned, maimed or wounded, made homeless, or are fighting. We should be supporting these people. I have met many Ukrainians in this country. I've met many Russians as well. Poles, Latvians, Estonians, Lithuanians, Romanians. These are all people who are at risk from what is happening. Because if Vladimir Putin and his cronies are not stopped in the Ukraine, he will go on to try and take back the Baltic states, maybe launch further offensives into Poland even. But first off, if he took the Ukraine, it would be Moldova on the border of Romania. And I'm increasingly thinking that on the other subject of the other major world conflict at the moment, that Israel has pushed it too far. But I also see that they have put up with decades of misery and violence, and they want to stamp it out once and for all. But their methods leave a lot to be desired. But how can you conduct urban warfare against an opponent that hides behind civilians without civilian casualties? I don't have any answers, people. I really don't. The Ukrainian way is simpler, at least from my perspective. But some people might say the same, let me get this straight. I believe in supporting the Ukraine against Russia because it was the Russians that invaded the Ukraine, first in 2014, then with the supporting insurgents in the Donbass and that other region, and then with the full-blown invasion. The Ukraine, up until recently, weren't the aggressors, and they are merely fighting back against the Russians by doing the same to them. I will admit it kind of warmed my heart. But the Israel, Palestine, Lebanon situation, there's never been an easy answer. There's never been an easy way of doing it. In my opinion, we should have, post-World War II, never given Israel a homeland there. Somewhere else, yeah. Look at the trouble it's caused since World War II. Yeah, that'll be the fault of the UK, France, and the USA, really. So surely we should be obliged to help sort that out. But unfortunately, what's happening in the Ukraine at the moment is a priority, at least for NATO, France, and the UK and Germany. And the USA looks like it's far more focused on China's aggression, especially in the China Sea against the Philippines. So NATO cannot expect the level of help it might have got from America, especially if a certain Republican gets back in. Yeah. But in a way, I believe America is right to focus on China as its major threat at the moment. Because Russia has proved to be, to a certain extent, a paper bear, even though it still has nukes. And I think those in charge in America feel that their priority should be China, and that NATO, with some help from them, should be the ones to face down Russia, which we are obliquely, although I'm sure there's boots on the ground, advisors. So yeah, I've gone from self-confidence to world affairs, I know, but you lovely people kind of expect this from me. So, question for you. What do you feel boosts your self-confidence? How do you deal with periods of low self-confidence? How do you dig yourself out of the hole? What do you feel is the right way to go about it and the wrong way? I leave the floor open to you. I mean, you are free to disagree on my support for the Ukraine as well, going into other things. That's fine. It's up to you. In fact, you're free to disagree with anything I've said. That's the whole idea of this channel. So I look forward to meeting you lovely people in the comments. Let's have some engagement going, shall we? I'll pretty much be around all day within Wi-Fi signal, so I should be able to answer comments fairly shortly. Let's talk about self-confidence, how you boost yours, how you manage to get out of the rut when you're down. Let's talk about world affairs. Yeah, especially if you are from a different part of the world, and so your perspective is going to be very different from mine, possibly. Thank you for listening, and I hope to hear from you in the comments.